Hey, look at the top of this, what it says, everyone. Your video is blocked in Andorra, United Arab Emirates, Afghanistan, Antigua, and 245 other countries. And then look at it. Look at what it says. Reason for dispute. You're otherwise allowed to use content. For example, you're claiming to a fair use of the material of the content is in the public domain. Otherwise allowed. Dispute. Your video matches 33 seconds of video owned by Sony Music Entertainment. People, there's absolutely no music in this. There's me and Phil Linfante talking. So Sony Music, you're claiming rights over evidence of crimes committed against me and my children. Let's hear this. Let's see if there's any of Sony's content.
I told them I shouldn't be doing it here in Mercury Regional. I had previous litigation with them, and I don't trust them. And they did exactly what I knew they were going to do. They wouldn't take Dr. Vladimir's letters. They wouldn't properly assess me, and they released me from the program. Of course, you know, wouldn't do a blood level test to show them that I was taking the medication. You know, so I've since been off the medication. I'm on the medicinal marijuana program now. So I got prescribed medicinal marijuana.
Or my children returning home
so
to
they can't fuck me up.
They wanted you to go to a
conflict of fucking interest, scumbag.
Yeah, I did 4 weeks of that fucking program, Phil, and when I had to deal with the Shane's case as a pro se litigant, I had to file motions and everything, so I asked them if I could have a couple days off to research and properly file the
There's my
motions.
loyalty to my wife, Tim House. I've been nice and polite with you for motherfucking 13 years, you scumbag.
I have them fucking breaking their Hippocratic oath and telling me that they don't want to take Dr. Vladimir's letters. It doesn't matter. I'm like, that's my medical history. If you're prescribing me medication and stating that I have something that 2 other doctors said I do not have, and I'm contesting that, I want to be properly assessed.
In other words, I get it fucking easier again in my life going through this with my children. Because this is a legal litigation.
So on and so forth. So that, no,
illegal litigation. Say it everyone across the country. Illegal litigation.
They're not moving on you even seeing the kids.
Because I don't
not yet
really
because of
fucking
the
care.
whole medication.
A year, they're still not letting me see my children, people. It's going on a fucking year at this point. And Lee Merritt and Sean King and Marsha Armstrong, Phil Linfante, Tim House, you all did nothing.
I was actually going to ask you, can you possibly see me once a month, Phil, for the next 3 months, just to kind of weigh in on this and say, like, look, I've known this man for 10 fucking years. I'm going to see him until this case is closed once a month. He doesn't even, like, jump in the ring. I'm going to shoot you on the text, like, who the lawyer is. At some point, I've got the top lawyer. Have you heard the name Lee Merritt at all? No. Did you see the case with Bohemian John, the man who got shot in his own apartment with Amber Geiger?
okay. Yeah.
He's handling that case. That's who he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's going in. He knows all the history. He knows everything. He knows about Sia and Kai getting sexually assaulted on the recording. He knows about fucking everything. The false charge from Bergen County. Everything. So he's
Well, that's
gonna
good. I mean, again, that's good. You need a good lawyer that could handle that, so I think that's great.
Exactly. And someone who's not afraid to handle it. So that's, not in the whole mix. That other lawyer that I had, Phil, Brian Dratch, he is such a scumbag piece of shit. All he had to do, Phil, was request the 911 call, request the video, their body cameras, and that's it. This case would have been over a year ago. Me and the kids would never would have been through any more of this shit.
Is that why you haven't spoken the fuck up, Phil?
And I know that if you have a good lawyer, let him handle that, and what you should be working on is trying to get the kids.
I have every right, Phil Linfante, to tell the truth. You have an ethical obligation, Phil, to help us. That's why you don't want to speak up now. And that's why you don't want to speak up too loud to help me or the kids. Because you dropped the ball and fucked the pooch so bad that those questions will be asked, Phil.
say shit about that. They can't send me to it. So that's what the dude said. He's like, I can't refer you to drug and alcohol counseling. He's like,
Questions for the reality are going to be like this.
Each and every single one of you of what you allowed here, plain and simple.
Shayling and Linfante were using marijuana to bring their children here.
Like D'Arcangelo, I've been seeing him.
Yes, I fully knew that.
Every other week.
So were you also fully aware that they were targeted because they're...
I'm gonna have to get back to you because again, I'm not in the office at all.
Were you fully aware, Phil, about them being targeted because they're political activists for the legalization of marijuana that they needed to bring their children here, Phil?
No, Mike, he's definitely doing a good job.
Yes, I was also aware of that, too.
So that you could
Were you aware that Shayling
something of
needed
like,
that for his quality of life? Yes, I was. When they sat in your office and you sent the kids home, you knew that Shayling was using medicinal marijuana, and at least where he was living with them
I'm going to monitor him
against the court orders, but you felt that was safe because you know he was a good man and good father.
There's nothing barred, Mr. Cameron.
Yes, I did also.
Like if we could
I would suggest
You also knew that
you
we
know,
were falsely incarcerated in Bergen County, and David Blaine knew that. Yes, I also knew that. Did you ever have a conversation, Phil, with your wife or your son who's a cop about our case?
Since September, he just said that.
I wish
That's
you
why
plead the fifth
I'm
on that
thinking
one.
having you come in.
Yeah, well, you know what?
See it now, Phil? Hostile or cooperative? My wife's wife, Phil, and my children, Phil, you're gonna take your hands off of their throat.
Absolutely.
Along with Lee Merritt and every other motherfucker trying to choke my children out like my wife was choked out by officers Haggerty and Rayner.
That's done and gone. Yeah, so it's done. It's settled, closed. That one's behind us, so I don't need you for anything.
Without my wife.
Yeah, no, all that.
So yeah, Phil, I don't need you for that case because you wouldn't do it then to save Shayling. Do I sound good, Phil? Why, thank you, Phil. Why is it thank you, the boss?
So I could put it into someone else's hands. Finally, I want now. I want my kids. Now I want my fucking kids. Like I wanted my kids all along, but I also was not about to let the ball drop on my kids having a few $1 million for their future. No, I'm not.
How about your mother getting justice? I'm just saying to Phil what Phil's mentality is, because he doesn't want to hear that I'm going all the way exposing everyone. Well, that's what Phil didn't like and or appreciate when me and Shayling asked him to get in touch with Zach Holzberg and not allow him to die.
Instead, my lawyer's allowing motions for dismissals to come
That's
through.
Phil.
Like, what the fuck is
See,
that?
there's questions I would definitely be fucking asking you both. Because my little stick wife who is told to protect on a leash, she fucking matters a lot to me.
Monitor me through all those years. I was not on any medication.
On their leashes for all your protection.
Absolutely, I can do that for you. You know that.
Perfect. Good.
All right, listen, you sound really good, so you hang in there.
Oh, why thanks,
As to what's
Phil.
going on.
I sounded good before my wife was killed, too. When me and my kids and my wife called and said, Phil, we're in a hotel.
Yeah, I'll do my best probably by Monday. Maybe if not Friday, by Monday.
Okay, perfect. Phil.
All right.
We also told Tim Howes that and David Blaine that. That's why David was recorded saying, you think they killed her, Lee? Oh, yeah, Davey boy, they did. I had to fucking beg for her life and my life. I had to put my face flat down so their cameras couldn't get what they tried to fucking falsely fucking put on their goddamn body cameras and kill us both.
Please, stop being silent, Phil. Because you have a police officer as a son, a mayor as a wife, a college reputation, Sharon Dwyer, who me and Shay did countless sessions before we brought Sharon in 2-3 times, who told us all to go fuck ourselves, her high horse, and she doesn't care about her false statements to the division, asserting control, putting my spick wife in her place, Phil. Because how disgusted were you? Because the first question Mike D'Arcangelo asked me this year when I went back, when I said I would like to try to have a relationship with these people, but how do I have one and trust them? He's like, no, I wouldn't bring your kids anywhere near them again. That was your opinion too, Phil, with me and Shay, right? That's why we didn't give them our addresses, Phil. That was the three of our decision, Phil, to not provide Sharon Dwyer with our address ever. It's those questions, Phil, that are not going to get pushed under a fucking rug while Ciabella and McKylan cry another fucking day being tortured by friends and family of police officers for protection of crimes to such a fucking magnitude, Phil, that you sat by. And although me and Shay in certain times told you not to say and or do anything, when we started telling you to say and do something, you didn't. So now it's time to, Phil, which if you and Zach Holzberg did, the minute that the shit kicked off, the minute my grandmother died and we called and asked you to, Phil, because I got those recordings too, pal. And I got them on Zach Holzberg, and if this keeps continuing, I'm just going to keep flooding and flooding the airways. And Phil, you know the conversations we had. Like, you remember that conversation when we were in New York and I had called you and me and Shay were screaming and yelling and she was considering taking a job for $120,000 and, you know, she had got out of the car to go in for that second last interview, maybe pretty much take it, where they actually upped the offer because she was trying to turn them down from $120,000 to $150,000. One of our contentions on that job was that they were going to be putting her in a helicopter and transporting her 2-3 states between Connecticut and New York, and that was for the basically the overturn of the Obamacare with the last holdout company who fucked up so big and did so many illegal actions that they were like going bankrupt. And they wanted Shay to come in and clean that shit up. That's what Shay did. It's one of the things that me and Shay did. You know, like kind of internal affairs or like revenue or like, you know, management or loss prevention type thing. Like that's what I did with Blockbuster. That's how quick I moved. I did the loss prevention for the 30, 40 days, caught like 20 managers and shit, and well, it was fun. But back to the point at hand, Phil, do you remember me and Shay screaming, yelling, her jumping out of the car, and then you asking me how hostile is the fighting getting? Don't hit her, no matter what happens, you guys cannot be hitting each other, you cannot put your hand, and what did I tell you at that time, Phil? I'm never fucking hitting Shay, Phil. She fucking punched me in the face the other day. I got out of the car and walked 2 miles. So, Phil, you knew about the cops threatening us. You knew about the sexual assault at the housing authority. You knew, like you recorded stating, Phil, that I didn't want the job. And you also stated on that other recording, Phil, that Zach Holzberg was aware of. Don't come back to New Jersey, Lee. They're retaliating against you. Don't come back until you settle. And well, Zach Holzberg, you got me back into the state, pal. And boom, there were my fucking kids gone. Time to start answering questions, everyone.